Hello, families. I'm Mrs. Porter, and I'm the principal of the Leadership Academy. And today I'll be presenting for you our Title I meeting overview. Now, Title I meeting is just a name that sounds so obscure and out there, I'm sure, for families. So for you, this meeting is a meeting that will discuss the academic achievement for all of our leaders. So you'll understand how we meet the needs of students through academics. So the Lancaster School District's vision is to create options and excellence in education, empowering all students to reach their full potential. Our vision at the Leadership Academy is to take a look at what the district's vision is, but also to keep in mind that everything that we do is an active partnership with our parents and the community. And we exist to serve the unique needs and diverse backgrounds of our students. We strive to promote relevant and engaging teaching and learning that helps students manage the complexities of everyday life by establishing high expectations and promoting self-discipline, motivation, and accommodating individual learning styles so that all students experience success as citizens in a global society. The purpose of this meeting, the purpose of this overview is to inform parents about Title I and its requirements. And so basically, the purpose of this meeting is to talk to parents and families about how we ensure success for our student leaders. So what is Title I? Title I, according to ESSA, which is the Every Student Succeeds Act, is to provide all children significant opportunity to receive a fair and equitable and high quality education and to close educational achievement gaps. When we talk about educational achievement gaps, what we look at is, if a student is in grade 5, but they're learning at grade 3, or their academic performance is at grade 3, our goal is to close that gap so that the student is performing closer to their grade level. So Title I Part A provides supplemental federal funds to help meet the educational needs of students in need of academic support. It also addresses, or in order to access these funds, our schools must have free and reduced lunch count threshold of at least 50%. Schools that rank into Title I deliver supplemental services, which is services that are over and beyond through what's called a targeted assistance program or a school-wide program model. So at the Leadership Academy, 97% of our students are socioeconomically disadvantaged, allowing us to receive a portion of those Title I funds for our site. The Lancaster School District has a free and reduced lunch count of approximately 83%. As far as who receives the Title I services, although schools are eligible for Title I based on free and reduced lunch, the selection process for Title I is not based on low income. It's actually based entirely on academic achievement. When we look at the supplemental funds and what those are, it's additional funds that are above districts general funded schools receive to support their regular program. The supplemental funds are granted to districts and to schools for specific program purposes, and it must be used only to support and enhance the district and school's regular program. It may not be used to replace or supplant the funds and programs the district provides to all schools. Local educational agency plan in Lancaster School District. All districts that are receiving federal funds are required to complete an LEA plan as required by ESSA, or the Every Student Succeeds Act. In California, districts are also required to complete an LCAP, which is our Local Control and Accountability Plan. As a district, we revise this plan annually based on the needs assessments that includes parent feedback. And our school plan that we create at our sites comes from this district plan. So what specifically is a school-wide program? A school-wide program school. When we look at the difference between a targeted assistance program and a school-wide program, what we find is that a school-wide program serves all students based on the needs assessment, and it addresses the needs of the students that are most at risk. But the difference between the two is that it serves all students, not just the students who are identified as Title I based on the free and reduced lunch count. For school-wide programs, schools write a comprehensive school plan, and this upgrades the core academic program in a Title I school without distinguishing between those students that are eligible and those students that are not eligible. All students may benefit from these additional services in a school when they're operating under a school-wide program. When we look at the Single Plan for Student Achievement, or the SIPSA, we find that Ed Code requires districts receiving state, federal, and other funding through the consolidated app process ensure that participating schools write a SIPSA. So all of the schools in the Lancaster School Districts write a SIPSA. The Ed Code requires these schools to establish a school site council as the decision-making council for all programs funded under the CON App. The school site council is responsible for developing, reviewing, and approving the SIPSA with written advice from appropriate school advisory committees, like ELAC, which is our English Language Advisory Council. Our leadership team may have a say in what goes in that SIPSA. And then expenses that are described in the SIPSA must be aligned to any data that will address specific needs, and this is updated annually and annually evaluated. Within the SIPSA includes a comprehensive needs assessment. So we need to know what are the needs of the site. We analyze data, and there's an annual SIPSA evaluation. There are goals that are based on the data, and these goals are measurable. There's effective methods and instructional strategies that are prioritized based on student needs. There's a budget that's involved. Every school has a specific budget or amount of money that they are responsible for for student achievement, and then a process of monitoring the strategies to be implemented in the SIPSA. And so the way that this process looks, it's kind of a continuous cycle of improvement. We start off with goals, and those goals are developed with the assistance of a lot of those different committees. We develop strategies, and we align our budget to address identified student needs. From that point, we implement, and then we monitor the implementation. And then we conduct a comprehensive needs assessment based on our data. So we analyze our academic data, our climate data, our attendance and behavioral data, and all of those things. And then afterwards, we come back to developing school goals that are applicable and based on the current data. These are some of the things that we use our Title I funds for. And when we talk about using these Title I funds over and beyond to ensure the success of our students, the following are some of the things that we do. So science equipment, professional development for our staff, student organization materials, PE equipment, tutoring and enrichment. And tutoring and enrichment are very, very important right now, especially during distance learning. The purchase of computer software, replacement of keyboards, monitors, and headphones, teacher conferences and workshops, social emotional learning curriculum, and finally, parent involvement supplies. So anything that our parents might need, or parent advisory committee might need to do their work. School-wide programs and parent involvement is our next section. What exactly does it mean to have parent and family engagement? So under ESSA, which remember is the Every Student Succeeds Act, the term parent and family engagement means the participation of parents and family members in regular, ongoing, two-way, which means, school and family working together, and meaningful communication that involves student academic learning and other school activities. The district Title I Parent and Family Engagement Policy is a policy that is adopted school-wide, and it's a plan that is distributed annually, and it is a requirement for all Title I schools. The policy for the district decides or describes how the district will involve parents in the LEA plan and also the local control and accountability plan. It provides coordination and technical assistance to schools to help with parent involvement. It builds parent and school capacity. Annually, it evaluates the policy, and it involves parents in Title I school activities. The district's annual parent-student handbook also provides parents with information on parental involvement and Every Student Succeeds Act mandates. You can find the 2020-2021 Student Handbook on the Leadership Academy website. It's found under the Welcome tab. And also, if you'd like a paper copy or a handheld copy, one can be provided at a parent or family's request. In addition to the district parent and family engagement policy, each school must also develop their own. And this policy is developed jointly with parents and family members of children that receive Title I services. It's a written school parent and family engagement policy that describes how the school will carry out the parental and family involvement requirements that are found in ESSA. School level policies must be jointly developed and also distributed to parents. It must describe how our schools will carry out the requirements. It must be provided to parents in an understandable language, and it must be periodically updated. Also, there are some required school level activities based on some of the Title I requirements. One is an annual Title I meeting. This would suffice as part of that annual Title I requirement. Information about the Title I program, training on curriculum and assessment for families, opportunity to request meetings, family, student, and staff compact, and capacity building, which helps our families understand what goes on at school. For us, we have curriculum nights, and then we also have a time where our counselor meets with families to just discuss some basic topics like suicide prevention might be a topic, or social media and those types of things. So other types of things to help build parents' capacity to help us to ensure the success of all of our students. Also, our Title I schools are required to set aside 1% of our funds to support parent involvement. So, and that's something that we do every year. So some of our activities can be found under our school website, under the calendar tab, and also on our school website, you can also find some information for our parent student family compact, or family student staff compact is also found there. And any other parent information can be found on our website. So families have a right to know. So under ESSA, Title I, schools can notify parents at the beginning of the school year that they can request information about qualifications of the classroom's teachers. So if you'd like to know how well your teachers and paras are qualified, that is some information that we can share with families. So how do we ensure the success of our student leaders? Well, accountability is key. So academic performance, social, emotional, and then culture and climate. So our 2018-2019 school data is found at the link. This link will also be on our website. You'll notice that it's 18-19 data. The 19-20 data is not accessible or available because of the emergency COVID situation where students went home on distance learning at the end of the 2020 school year. Students did not take any state required assessments. So this is the previous year's data. And then when it comes to social emotional learning, our school site has been learning about Second Step, which is part of our social emotional learning curriculum, and the Habits of Mind, 16 Habits of Mind, and then our ambassadors are learning LeadWorthy, which is a curriculum that helps to build better leaders. Parents, you're our partners. At the Leadership Academy, schools and families are working together to ensure that all students are college prepared and career ready. Together, we equip our students with a foundation of skills needed for the 21st century. So basically, parents, it takes a whole, it takes a village. It takes all of us working together to ensure the success of our students. If there's any resources that I mentioned that you may not have access to, please contact me, Kim Porter, your school principal. Thank you so much, families. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And actually, after this presentation, there's a link underneath. Please click on that link and provide some feedback for us. The feedback will be very helpful in helping to move your students to the next level academically, and it helps us to understand what our families are thinking so that we can support our students the best we can. Thank you, families. Have a good day.